Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here we review comic books, mangas, hardcovers, and movies. So if you like that kind of stuff, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. What are we gonna be talking about today? Today, we're gonna be talking about a hardcover. We're gonna be reviewing, giving a brief overview and so forth of the Art of Sean Phillips. It's by Dynamite Publishers, and Sean Phillips to me is one of those artists that he just grabs attention. He's a great storyteller. I would put him in maybe my top 20 artists, maybe top 15. I really gotta do a list of one of these days of my favorite artists, but he would be in there for sure. He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that you recognize his art and so forth. So today, the point of this video will be if maybe you've seen this book around, maybe you haven't seen it in your comic shop, but you've seen it like online and so forth, and you're hesitant to order, but you're somewhat interested. This video will hopefully help you. You get an idea of the design, the build, and so forth of the book, and you got a better idea of what it is you're ordering. So you're not ordering blindly, right? So let's go ahead and do a bird's eye view of the book itself. Talk about it a little bit. All right, so this is the book itself. It has like a criminal noir thing here, which is what Sean Phillips is mostly known for. You see a lot of burning fire back here, and the main character's in black and white himself, with Phillips's art holding what's that, like a 9mm or something? There, a 45. Let me see if it says. I don't think it says on the cover. But here in teal, you get the art of Sean Phillips. Then it says with Eddie Robson. Here's the spine. You get a character right here, one of his, obviously, the Dynamite Publishing logo. And this is the back. He always has a distinct art style, like I said. He has also distinct colors and so forth a lot of time. I'm not sure if he's the colorist on this stuff, however. See what it says on the back here. It says, The Art of Sean Phillips is a lavish, career-spanning retrospective of the acclaimed artists behind Criminal, Sleeper, Incognito, and Fatale. The book begins with strips assembled with his childhood friends in his bedroom through his work for British Girls Comics and 2000 AD, becoming one of the key artists in the early years of Vertigo, to superhero work for Marvel, DC, and Wildstorm, and finally his creator-owned series with Ed Brubaker. Sean has selected the best and most interesting examples of his art and has been extensively interviewed along with many of his key collaborators for this book, in-depth commentary on his work and career. $40 cover price. This is worth every penny. You can find it online probably for a little less, a slight discount, maybe $30 or so. I believe I paid around $28 for this, maybe a while back, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. So let's check some of the interior art. Look at that huge page, really nice. And it has these little like dots. I forgot what you call these, but these look real nice. It gives it that old school feel. If you're interested in the size of the book and so forth, it's 12 inches tall, about the size of your library edition comic books, and it's 9 inches wide, so it's a little wider than your typical library edition book, but the same height. The paper itself, the first page right here, this is stock paper. The next pages are more like glossy, but they are pretty thick and sturdy and so forth. As most hardcovers, they usually have thicker paper than your trade paperbacks. Look at this. It's real nice. It has almost like a blot, ink blot look to it. Like you just dropped ink and it formed into something, right? Look at this right here. This, I would assume, is probably that Fatale book. I remember that one having some type of squids. I have not read it myself. Yeah, look. That's the Fatale right there with the Tommy gun. So this is where we start off, some of his art. What I like about this book, the pages also, see, this is the table of content. Up to it's a little over 312 pages. Now, what I like about this book is it's not just an art book, because an art book just has some art pages that you could just find online, so it's not as cool. I don't like flipping through books that just have art. They're nice too, but I like to get a little more out of it. Tell me a story behind the art itself, like when did he create this page, or what was the inspiration, and so forth, right? And this book is perfect for that because this is more of a documentary or a biography about Sean Phillips. While it's featuring some of his art, it's also telling you a little background about the man himself, how he got into comics, how stories behind each drawing he shows, right? So that's always killer. I love this book. I think they have a Jim Lee one like this, but it's only the DC stuff. I would love to see a Jim Lee one with his stories behind how he got into comics and so forth when he worked with Marvel, as well as DC through his whole career, not just the DC stuff. Because there's one where it just talks about the creating of the Batman storyline. I forgot the Hush storyline. Here you get an introduction. You see his art here. It differs. It shows a lot of different art here. You have pictures of him, his parents, and their childhood. Some other pictures here. This one looks pretty blurry. It must have been zoomed in a lot. I read all this, like I said, a while back, so I wish I could remember more of what it said. But it talks about his childhood, his upbringing, and it's cool that it shows us pictures of his family and stuff back in the days of him. You really get a more personal insight into his early years before he became famous. Then here you get some of his art in the early days. And look, he won some type of competition, and it shows him here in the local competition. I remember I won a few of those back in elementary school and junior high, where they compete. The junior highs would compete against each other, or the elementary schools showing everybody's art. You would get free tickets when you won, like free lunches for McDonald's or Happy Meals for like a month or whatever. Or the big one was I remember they used to do back then. I don't know if they still do this. They used to have little personal pizzas from Pizza Hut. You would get coupons for those, like 30 coupons, one for each day, like a month supply if you won. So he has like he's winning local competitions with stuff like that too. Here's his work. You see him as a kid. He already had talent. You could see like his talent as a elementary school kid. You see the talent here. I love that he managed to preserve and still have some of this artwork from his early days. So you could see him evolve from a kid to a teenager and so on. Look at him right here. I think this was like already towards the end of elementary. You see him really improving. You see the talent is there. Some more of his work here. He tried to do this. I believe this was like in junior high or something. He started doing like his own little comic strip. You see, he has a few panels here. He's telling his own story. So he knew early on in life he liked this kind of stuff. He liked drawing like comic book type stuff, and you saw the potential there. A lot of times you draw this stuff as a kid and you don't really pursue it once you get older. I'm really still impressed that he saved so much of this art from his youth. 'Cause a lot of artists, you see the stuff once they're already pro, or once they're a teenager trying to get into the business, they have some of that work, but they don't have stuff from this early back in their life. Some more stuff here. Now here it shows when he started drawing professionally. Started drawing professionally. He was working with different publishers. Obviously, I think this was in high school already. Right here, this one, Star Quest by David Holman and Sean Phillips. See him and his buddies here were doing their own comics. See some over here as well. Look at this. Obviously, this is more polished, a lot better here as he got older. There he is right here. Talented schoolboy sketches put him in road to the cartoon fame. Look at that. This comic here, Star Quest. Look at here. This is pretty good right here. This is similar to what I would draw back in high school kind of style. So yeah, this is a gorgeous book. And look, this is his first published work, I believe. Look, about some girls that are in a ranch with horses and so forth. Yeah, so I don't want to give too much away, but I think you have a basic idea. Should I go more further here? See, every time it shows art, it'll give you a background of what day this was, why he drew it, how he got the inspiration, so forth. Here you're getting a few Hellblazer stuff. I guess he worked on Hellblazer. I'm not I'm not familiar with that series. I heard of it, but I don't know what it's about. See here again, that's what I like. You get a lot of reading, so you could get a whole story behind each drawing he shows. Now let's show the. Let me do it this way. So here's the spine. Still holds up pretty good, but had this for a while. Has been flipped through plenty of times, multiple reads and so forth. But it still holds up pretty good. One thing I could tell you though is, because the weight of these pages, they're kind of like thick and heavy pages. It does start having this, look. See how it's doing that? So that will happen to your copy over the years. Like I said, I had this maybe 5 years. Flipped through it, I don't know, 10 times maybe or so. And one thing I would advise, definitely, when you put your books, if you're moving whatever, put them this way when you put them in boxes. Or laying flat. Don't put them this way with the spine up and the pages facing down, because all that weight goes down, and that's how you get this sag. You don't want that. That's not a good thing. So yeah, guys, hopefully this video brought you something of value, and it helped you make an informative decision if this a book you wish to purchase and so forth. Other than that, hopefully you hit that like button, help support the channel, and I'll check you guys out next time.